The Dogs Podcast with your hosts, Blake Reneker, Justin Charles, and Josh All.
We're very excited to welcome 2024 National High School Football Hall of Fame inductee Bob Golic to the show. This is an honor sitting here with a Cleveland Browns legend. Thank you for taking the time to sit with us.
That sounds so weird.
It shouldn't.
I didn't even know that like the High School Hall of Fame thing was like a thing.
Yeah. No, we're from 20 minutes down the road, and I didn't know it was a thing.
Or it is only the second year.
Yes.
So it's new.
Yeah.
Which is why we're here, to try to help get the word out, because I do think it was a really cool event, and we had a chance to talk to Nate Burleson. I was talking to him a little bit about it. I thought it was so cool to have a lot of you ex-NFL guys up there who've played at the highest level on the same stage as guys who have been teachers for 30 years, coaching high school kids, and like just seeing kind of like they have reverence for you guys playing football at the highest level, but the reverence you guys have for them also as educators and coaches. It was so cool to see.
You know, I see a lot of the players not often, but talk to them once in a while. But the people I never saw were, the coaches. Mm-hmm. And these were like such important coaches to football, high school football. And, it just seemed like they were, I don't want to say you can't talk to them, but I mean, I really felt, it would be an honor to go and speak with them. Mm-hmm. Then they came over and started shooting the breeze with me, and I'm like, oh, okay.
That's probably how they felt about you. Like, should I go talk to this guy?
Yeah, so it was for me, and nothing against the players, but for me, the coaches were the big draw for me.
Yeah.
I just thought it was cool.
Big time high school football, Ohio high school football coaches there today too.
Yes, yeah.
Used to be high school football used to be Ohio, Western Pennsylvania, Florida, Texas,
yep,
and Southern California.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now it's just Ohio. No.
Northeast Ohio is it's still very important here.
Oh,
still
gosh.
big.
So I wanted to be in the High School Hall of Fame induction. I wanted to get your idea. How important is it to continue to grow the game of football at these younger levels, especially at that high school level?
I'm going to say something, and I don't know if it's true or not. It just seems like they're trying to change the game. Mm-hmm. And, it starts with the CTE and the head injuries and concussions, which I never got a concussion. I just got my bell rung.
Yeah.
So this fact is ringing right now. But I don't know. My son, when he was like 10, 11, played flag football. Mm-hmm. So I think any way you do this coming up, if you learn the game, mm-hmm, it works out pretty good. But after he played flag football for a couple of years, he couldn't wait to get into hitting and get the pads on and stuff. So we went that way. So, yeah, things like this, I don't know if this is going to motivate people to go play high school football, but certainly the way things are going, I think it'll be a nice little extra.
Yeah, for sure. Looking back at your high school days, do you have a favorite memory or like best highlight from a high school game when you played back in the day? Like, is there anything that sticks out? Like you asked the prom queen out afterwards, or
a game thing.
Yeah.
Me and Mike Rizzola and just a couple of guys, we found a bottle of wine and you know what? We had one of the things I do remember was I was I guess captain of the football team, and so we had the homecoming, but we were playing Collinwood, and Collinwood they were going to come and fight us, so they moved the game from Friday night to Saturday afternoon. And it was raining, like torrential rain, and so the homecoming queen and her court are just like soaked dogs, and I got mud all over me. And so Bob, go over there. So I had to run over there and put my arm around her and then go, sorry, I got to go back and play football now. Multitasking.
That's good.
So we want to talk about your time with the Browns. 3 consecutive Pro Bowls in 85, 86, and 87. Do you have any memories from those seasons? Obviously, playing at the highest level. You know,
I thought it would have looked better in red, but it really didn't flatter me very much. It's the first time I ever wanted to wish I was in the NFC. I was skinnier when I was with the Patriots, so it looked okay. The cool thing is that after the game's over, well, during the week, one guy used to be Jack Lambert, and they called it Lambert's Garden. And Lambert would give the guy that runs the place, the locker rooms and everything, would give him money. They would go buy a bunch of beer. So after the game's over and everybody's taken off, they will, some of us guys can just hit the shower, go back and just sit there and drink beer and shoot the breeze and just talk about stuff. And the one year that I was there and Lambert wasn't there, and the guy goes, "It's Golic's Garden now."
Oh, nice.
I'm like, "Oh, that's so nice." Well, nobody else would give us money, so no. But it was cool. I mean, I just remember sitting back there with Max Montoya and just what is it? Rulon Jones? Oh, well, a number of guys.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All popular guys. But it was cool. And of course we all got yelled at because our wives were out there waiting for us.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's,
happy wife, happy life, except for during Pro Bowl week.
That's right. I told you to go get drunk.
I got a crazy story from probably about 7 years ago with you. I've met you already. But so I was at a Browns game. They did the 25-year reunion of the '86 Browns team.
Oh yeah.
So everybody's up there. It was the first time I ever took my wife now, to a Browns game. We sat front row, dog pound, paid a bunch of money for tickets, and the team wasn't that great then. But you and Webster Slaughter walked by and high-fived me and my wife, and I was like beyond myself. I was like, that's Webster Slaughter, it's Bob Golic, and she's like, I have no clue who any of these guys are. And I'm like, duh. Which I wouldn't have expected anything.
I get that a lot.
Right.
Yeah, it was. I remember that being a big deal. And then Chomps, the Browns mascot, passed me by. So I always used to tell people, Chomp's not a great mascot, but Bob Golic's out here just high-fiving people in the crowd. But
I get more people going, "Say by the Bell the college years."
Oh, he's got a question for you.
And I'm like, yeah, I did that for 1 year. I beat the crap out of my body from high school and college and Little League and pros, and 1 year on Say by the Bell the college year, and everybody's like, "What's Tiffany like?"
I'm not gonna lie. I have.
Go ahead and ask it.
Growing up, I put it in here. I wanted to personally thank you for entertaining me every morning while I waited for the bus. I watched Saved by the Bell every single day. Yes.
It came out as that was very loaded.
It wasn't. It was on TV. Maybe that made it worse.
I actually almost killed her one scene. We were shooting this one episode where I actually rescued a mouse that the lab was testing on. Okay. And I said, "This is stupid. You can't, he's a cute little mouse." So I stole him, and I was hiding him. And then I came back, and I was in the middle room between the guys and the girls. I was in a common room, and I said, "The mouse is gone." And Screech was looking around for it. And then we heard from the other room, we heard the girl scream. And we go, his name was Little Exy. And so I ran, and they said, "Just hit the door as hard as you can." So I hit it, and it ripped off the hinges, and the door flew right at Tiffany, who was laying on her bed. And if she hadn't jumped to the side onto the floor, she probably would have.
Every 90s kid who is so happy you didn't kill Tiffany Thiessen.
So for the scene, they decided, okay, we're going to put hinges on the bottom. So when I hit it, just went bump. Boy, that looks realistic.
do you stay in contact with any of those guys, or have you talked, or is it basically the show's done and it's over?
Every 20 years or so. I don't.
Yeah.
I really haven't. I used to see Screech once in a while. I'd go to his. I went to his comedy store, whatever he was. Does those comedy club things.
Yes.
And they're just so raunchy.
Yes,
Yeah.
he got into some weird things.
Yes.
He did get into some weird stuff. Even my wife was like, she goes, I feel like his mother. I'm embarrassed that he's saying these words. But so, Mark Paul was once in a while. Mario Lopez loved. He wrestled in high school and stuff, so he was a really good guy. And the other two girls, who cares? Tiffany was there.
That's awesome. I've been wanting to ask you this question since 2006, so I'm happy I got to sit down with you here.
This episode is brought to you by Omaha Steaks. Let's all take a minute to wish happy birthday to the United States of America, and there's no better way to celebrate America's birthday than with the best meats available for your backyard cookouts this 4th of July season. Right now, you can save 50% off site-wide during the Omaha Steaks 4th of July sale. So break out the grills and get ready for the 4th of July celebrations with Omaha Steaks. Get the burgers, the chicken, the jumbo franks, the brats. And of course, get the steaks. Those things are incredible. They've got appetizers, meatballs, wings. They've got desserts. They've even got wine. They've got everything you guys need to celebrate America's birthday with your friends and your family. Go to omahasteaks.com/dogs and use promo code DOGS, DAWGS, when you check out, and you'll get an extra $30 off your order. So set off the fireworks in everybody's mouth with Omaha Steaks this 4th of July. Head to omahasteaks.com/dogs. Get 50% off site-wide during the 4th of July sale, and make sure you guys punch in that promo code DOGS, DAWGS, when you check out to get an extra $30 off your order. Happy 4th of July, everybody.
We'll just talk Browns real quick. Are you excited for the season?
Yes.
What do you think the team's going to be like? Are you happy with the Stefanski, Andrewberry extensions?
I'll tell you at the end of the season.
Okay, we
fair.
can take that.
There've been so many changes, so many things going around. I mean, first off, I was really, really ticked off about the whole Flacco thing.
Okay.
Just from a loyalty standpoint. I mean, the guy came in and just took us to the playoffs. And I understand that they wanted a certain type of offense, so they started bringing in Jameis Winston and I just guys that would work. So now they have they have the guys they want at quarterback. Running back, I don't know. Yeah. I saw Kareem a few weeks ago, and I said, "Any idea?" He goes, "Not yet." But he's out, and so the defense looks pretty good.
Yep.
I mean, they got some DTs up front, some big guys that should be able to hold the middle. And one of the things that they really have to do, though, and I hate to sound like I'm preaching, but they've got to learn to tackle. When I was taught, and the first guy hits the ball carrier, the second guy can come in and take a swat at the ball.
Yeah.
And if you watch games now, all these guys are swatting at the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to hit the ball, trying to knock it loose, and they haven't even wrapped the guy up yet. And they end up running another 15 yards.
Yep.
And I just was like, my dad taught me, you wrap your arms and you grab cloth, you grab belt, you grab fat, you grab skin, it doesn't matter. Grab anything and just pull it.
Yep.
Pull it down. So
Yeah, no, that makes total sense because you're right. You see them going and trying to strip that ball immediately without even trying to wrap.
And it's not even just them. I mean, it's a lot of the teams do that. I think it's just the kids wanting to make the big play. Just wanting to make the big play and all that. So, but I kind of like it. I kind of like the way it looks. I mean, I haven't seen them work. We were practicing the other day, but they were just throwing the ball around, nothing. I can't wait to see him in the preseason, although preseason kind of sucks. I hated preseason, man.
I think everybody does.
Well, they shouldn't. What do they got? The collective bargaining agreement says they're only allowed to have 8 practices, part of a double session in full contact.
Yeah.
And we were double session, full contact for 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Say for months.
Yeah, it was incredible. Every once in a while, we'd lose like 3 or 4 guys to heat stroke. Then they'd say, "Oh, we're going to take the afternoon off." Then they'd come back and go, "You know what? No, we're just going to move it to a night practice."
Let me ask you real quick though, about I feel like there's been more injuries in recent years, and and a lot of these like lower body soft tissue issue kind of injuries. And do you think it stems from the lack of okay, because you're not there's no contact extensively during the summer.
There's two things. One, but when game 4 of the preseason, they pull the starters out and put everybody else in. I always talk to coaches and they'd let me go at least a half because I don't want to go into the regular season rusty.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of cold and off the cuff like that. So they put me in it, and it felt good to be hit. And I think that being hit, it's not something you normally do, but you get used to it after a while. I think the more they do it, the more they would feel like, hey, we're getting ready. But it just is. The other side of that too goes like this. I think there's a psychological standpoint to this too. I think that if you're not used to hitting and being hit all the time, then then maybe you're not used to as much pain.
Yeah.
And I'm not calling them wusses or anything. I'm just saying these guys are their idea of when to come out is probably different than ours.
For sure.
We would tear a muscle in our calf muscle. I broke my forearm in '86 against the Steelers, and I played a quarter before that, and then the bone popped through the skin, and
oh geez.
Then that was it. Then
so, but I wanted to play. I didn't want to give somebody else my position, and so I'm not saying that they're weak for doing this. I just think their perception of the hitting and the pain and everything is different than we, because we just, like you said, 5 weeks, just every single day. When my son was playing at Solon High School, I was showing him how to hit the tackling dummy. And I hit it one time, and I rolled off onto the grass, and I thought I had died. I hadn't hit the ground in probably like 20 years. And I'm going, oh, that's like a learned response or something. I hit. There was no smooth come up, and it was just bad. I said, that was a good one, Gage. Let's call it a day.
let's watch you do it the rest of the day.
Awesome. Well, hey, we don't want to take up your whole night. We want you to be able to go enjoy the party with everybody.
Are you trying to get rid of me?
No.
You can take my spot on this show.
And here we are.
But we appreciate you sitting down with us, and it was great to meet you.
Huge honor.
And thank you so much for being here with us.
Appreciate it.
And congratulations on the induction.
Absolutely.
Thank
yes.
you. It was very cool. I'm still talking about them possibly doing a Hall of the Pretty Good.
Yeah. I thought that was a good idea.
We'll come set up a
nominate you.
podcast there.
Yeah, we'll do the first
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because the one thing about I get sometimes my callers go, you should be in the Hall of Fame. I said, no. I don't have stats. I'm a nose tackle. I said, maybe college football. But then I said, I don't deserve it. So, but as the years go by, I start seeing the guys that are getting put in, and I'm thinking, man, I kicked his ass. Why is he in the Hall of Fame?
That's fair. That's fair.
I still don't think I deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, but if
That guy's in there.
let's do deductive reasoning. If I kick his ass and I shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame, where should he be?
That's a good point.
At the Hall of Average.
At the Hall of
Slightly
Average.
farther up the Hall Highway a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you guys
great,
so
Bob.
much.
Pleasure, guys.
Thank you, Bob.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Dogs Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Twitter at The Dogs Podcast. Get your thoughts on the show at thedogspodcast.com.